Russia, China, and a few other countries that can legally have nuclear weapons. So,
I just
so
heard
yeah,
that word. Damn.
yeah,
Mm.
Iraq was in violation of having WMDs, which they turned out to not even have.
Mm.
So,
Wow. Yeah, you know they had a field day with his ass when they dug him up.
yep, yep.
Took him to the torture chamber.
Yeah.
Sorry, y'all, my imagination. Sorry, blacksmiths. You know, she a little crazy.
But we have another another thing to recognize on this day of December the 13th. Today, one of the most talented people in the world, in my opinion, was born 55 years ago. And that's none other than the talented Mr. Jamie Foxx. This man
Mm.
can sing.
Amen.
This man can act. This man can tell jokes, have you laughing on your ass.
He's
Am
a
I forgetting
wonderful
something?
impersonator. He is a
Oh
wonderful
yeah, oh
impersonator.
yeah. His
Oh my
impersonations are
God.
on point.
And
Yeah,
he's a
his
great
impersonations are on
actor.
point.
Like
Yeah,
he's
oh, yeah, without
diversified himself so much from like in Living Color. Wasn't he? He was
he
on
was
In Living Color.
mhm, mhm.
Um, the Jamie Foxx show.
Jamie Foxx show.
He's had his stand-up comedy.
I might
And
need
then
security.
he streamlined into main, like, I mean, he was already a part of main Hollywood, but the fact that this man, when I saw him do serious roles, what is
Yeah,
it?
when he did
The
Ray,
movie Collateral Damage. Was that a movie?
Collateral, Collateral,
Oh,
Collateral.
Collateral.
That was a
Yeah.
great movie. Great
Mhm.
movie. Him and Tom Cruise,
Mhm.
and then alongside with or he had Ray. He won an Academy Award for that. You
Oh
know,
my God, he did that
he
movie
transformed into that man. You
like
know, still to this day one of the best performances I've ever seen in terms of somebody playing in a biopic.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
nobody channels people like Jamie. He's about to do another biopic on Mike Tyson.
Okay, and you already know he gonna kill that. I
He's gonna
mean,
kill
that's
1000%.
you know he's gonna kill that. And you took the words out my mouth when you said that he knows how to channel. I admire him so much.
Me too.
Like that man knows how to utilize his talents. It's like some people can't cross over the fields like that. So
Yeah,
you already know that's gonna blow the box office like,
yeah,
oh wow.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh
I mean,
wow.
yeah. So
$55.
this is one of the treasures of the bronze community. One of the
Yes, he
treasures. So
is. We
we
love you,
definitely want to
Jamie.
give him his flowers because yeah, let's give people their flowers while they're still around.
Yeah,
You
while
know?
they still alive, and this
Right.
black man is at a good age. I mean, shoot, I mean, 55, that's a blessing. He got that master number. Live
Yep.
it up, Jamie.
There it is. Happy birthday, Jamie Foxx.
Yes, we love you and we appreciate you. And when you're ready to come on here and start telling us about more of your ventures, the door is open.
For real. Yeah. If anybody out in the blacksmith community has his personal contact, send that over to us.
You said it. Mhm.
All right, let's move on into the first topic of the day. We got a new queen at the throne. And that queen is none other than the beautiful Miss Karen Bass.
Yes.
She was inaugurated on Sunday the 12th.
Mm,
I'm sorry, the
12/12.
11th. I
Oh,
think it was the
11.
11th. It was the 11th, and she had another bronze woman come out. I wanted to say queen, but to be real, I'm waiting on if I
I
can say.
love it. Look, you being
I'm waiting
careful
on
with
that.
them words. That's
I'm,
right.
I'm, I'm waiting on that. You know what I mean? But she is a bronze woman, so we want to celebrate her too. She's the bronze woman with power. But yeah, we waiting to see if she get the crown, the queen crown, because not everybody deserves that. You feel me? So,
Mhm.
but yeah, she gave the speech that
Mm,
that inaugurated Karen Bass, and would you know? Would you know that she got right to work? She got
mm,
right to work.
mm.
The very next day, Monday, the 12th, she made a state of emergency on homelessness here in LA County.
That's a big deal.
It's a huge deal. We were just talking, this is
Wow.
the power of words, everybody. This is the power. We was just talking about what we want to see out of this administration. And
Mm-hmm.
you said out your mouth, Joy, I asked you, what do you want to see? What are your, what I mean? We're all citizens. We all have a seat at the table, or we should, in terms of having our our wants and desires for this city
Yeah.
known. And you said homelessness. I forget the other one, but you said homelessness, and she got it
Right.
right too. She heard you. Miss
Yeah.
Karen Bass listens to the Bronze Room. She's a
Yeah.
blacksmith, apparently. She be tuning in.
Yeah. She's definitely, look, she's swearing to the black. She's doing the oath for the blacksmiths.
Yep,
Oh,
yep,
she
right,
looks
right,
wonderful too.
right. She just need to curl them fingers up to make that fist. Hey, hey, what if people started getting inaugurated with the fist in the air instead
Listen,
of
that might be our that might be our stamp. That
right,
might be our inauguration.
right. I like that.
I
But
just
yeah,
really love that. Like, and look at her just standing with dignity. And this is something, this is what people want to see. People don't want to keep hearing you say what you're going to do.
right.
She went straight to work. Just the fact that you even did that, because that is a severe emergency. When you're driving around Los Angeles, you shouldn't just see people homeless just casually out, tents everywhere, y'all. It's crazy for those of us who live in Los Angeles or in California, period. You know how the homelessness issue has just, it's grown abundantly, and it's just so very sad, to the point where some of us, I have friends and myself, will roll around with blankets in our car, dry food in our car, food that's, that people can have, chips and things like that. Like, look, you need this. Oh, my friend, he even carries pet food. Do you have a pet
Yeah,
here?
right, right. Yeah.
Because it's so sad. And some of these people actually work. I seen a woman get dressed and go to work and left out of a tent, put her boots on and everything, go to walk to the bus stop to get ready to go to work.
Yeah.
So people always think, or not always, but a lot of people think that homeless people are always mentally ill. A lot of them are, you know what I mean? But there are some people who just, especially out in Los Angeles, the cost of living compared to what it is to what you actually get paid for your position, even having a college degree, having a master's and all that, it's just incomparable. So
Mhm.
it's, the ratio is just so uneven.
Yeah.
So I just love seeing that,
And that just goes into having a decent sized federal minimum wage. You know what I mean? Although the federal minimum wage doesn't affect us, there's a lot of people in Congress that are against the minimum wage, which is why it's at 750 if you in, you know,
what is
Nebraska somewhere,
that's slavery.
750. Right. And that sets the tone for all the states, because states will individually choose, do we want to go with the federal minimum wage, or do we want to go with our own? You know what I
Mm,
mean? And although ours is $15 here, if the federal minimum wage went up, if they actually got off their ass and voted to turn that up for people, we would do the same here. It wouldn't just be
mhm,
$15 an hour. It might go to like 20 or something like that,
mhm.
which is really what it should be at, considering how much it costs to live out here.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
So eh, eh, this is a case in point. If you don't care to do something about the amount of money that people are making, you end up with a city full of streets, full of tenants.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
So apparently Karen Bass gives a damn about
yeah,
her city and is doing something about it,
yeah,
because this has been a problem for, I only been out here for about 7 years, and it's been a huge problem since before that.
yeah. Yeah, it has been, and I'm just happy that she did it, because it's gonna open the doors for many other things. With her declaring the state of emergency on homelessness, this is gonna open up so many other doors for other things that are related to it, the things that cause that, so maybe even looking into jobs and employment, you know what I'm saying, and housing, and medical care for people who have issues in their mind, you know what I mean? And just the other little aspects that are really affecting it. And I think the other thing that I was mentioning was the crime. And so with this improving, this is also going to improve the crime.
Yeah, I mean, it's a trickle down effect. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? If you start addressing the needs of people on the street, specifically with jobs and putting more money in their pocket, you don't have homelessness, you don't have crime because people ain't robbing people because they don't get paid. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like it's a
Yeah.
trickle down effect. It'll affect life as we know it for everybody. It's gonna be
Yeah.
safer out here. You know, like you said, if we get some mental health care going on, a lot of these people, like you said, are on the street and they're just out of their mind. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To no fault of their own, is they're sick. That
Yeah.
us ostracizing crazy people on the street would be like us ostracizing people with cancer and
Mm-hmm.
sickness, and
Yeah.
they need care.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So
Yeah.
yeah, we got a long way to go. LJ, what you got
Yeah.
to say about this, man? You a fan of Karen Bass or not?
Most definitely a fan. You know, she repping. She came from the town that she's the mayor of right now. You know, and so she kind of knows the culture of the city. And I think that's the most important thing. Whenever you got somebody from the city that's tapped in with how the people really that are really from there move around, you know, they're able to make real change a lot faster. You know, so I'm in
That's a
support
good
of her, you know,
point.
for sure. You know what I mean? It's good for the community and shit. If there's any little dent put into the homelessness issue out here in LA, then that's a major win. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Right.
It's only getting worse. You know what I'm saying? Especially since COVID. So
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the figure that has been touted throughout the headlines is 40,000 people are on the street with
Oh my
homelessness,
God.
and that's just in the city of LA. I know the figure that I've always been
Heartbreaking.
associated with homelessness has been 60, but I think that that's the county, which is covers hella land. You know what I mean? But
Horrible.
just the city of LA is 40,000. You know,
really,
That's terrible.
most of them, probably 80% of them, being downtown in Skid Row. I
Skid
would
Row.
imagine. I would
Now,
imagine. You know what I mean?
y'all want to know?
You
Here's
know, I
something
will say that there
crazy.
are a lot more people putting the effort towards Skid Row.
All
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
Celebrities, more so, you know, are starting to do a lot more. I've seen, um, man, I can't think of anybody's name for real, but there
This is
are
recently that you're
that
talking
are
about?
going down, yeah, and like and helping with free food, giving away clothes. I think Yeezy
Okay.
gave away all his clothes.
I know
Oh
he
I
yeah,
think
was
he
because
actually
White Lives
gave it
Matters, huh? No, I'm
to
just
doing a
playing.
lot of.
I think he gave it to the homeless. But even though that's not the best example,
I'm just playing.
there are people that are, you know, giving, you know,
So
avidly
if you
giving.
go downtown and you see a whole bunch of people wearing White Lives Matter, don't jump on them.
Don't
They
stomp on them.
homeless. They just
Don't
homeless.
stomp on them.
Don't
They
jump
just
them
told.
babies.
That's it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I
So
mean, I think where people, you know what I think about sometimes is like why it is such an emergency is, and people probably don't even realize these people probably making kids too. You know what I'm saying? It's probably homeless babies.
oh yeah, no,
Not probably, it is.
yeah, the rate of child poverty and child homelessness is pretty high.
Really.
I can't echo the number that I heard the other day, but I
Mm,
think I heard like nationally there's 10,000 homeless children.
that is so
Damn.
heartbreaking. That
Yeah,
hurts my heart.
yeah.
Like,
The
so
homeless
it's like
children.
people, it's like I'm happy that she's setting an example for this because so far, she's been the one person um to declare it as a state of emergency when I think during the pandemic, I wish I knew which state it was. One of those states passed the law. It's pretty much it was illegal to feed the homeless. You would get
What?
fined
Where was that?
Where?
or not illegal. No, yeah, illegal to feed the homeless, and homeless could not be on the streets. They had they made the bus stop benches so they had like spikes on them or a certain way where you can't lay on them. They do that in LA too. They have the benches
Huh.
kind of like that, not like spikes, but you can't completely lay across a LA bench. Not the way they have them
Yeah,
made.
yeah. They put the
You know,
little
they put the
divider.
little divider,
They put
but
the
I'm
little. They
just trying
put
to
the
remember.
little camel hump.
I don't want to say the wrong state, but this literally happened during the pandemic because it was people on social media that were outraged about it. They were like, you can't tell us that we can't give homeless people food, you know, in certain, like even with grocery stores, you know, grocery stores can't give the homeless people food. They be having brand new cakes and shit that they'll throw all the way in a dumpster. They be having dumpsters full of expired food, but they
I
won't
hate
give
that.
it to homeless
I hate
people.
that. I
And
really do.
because you don't want to enable them, what is it like?
That's real. That's
You
real.
I
know,
hate that. That burns me up.
I'm gonna find out because I'm not making this up. This definitely happened during the pandemic. And I was like, what? How are y'all are worried? If y'all are so worried about this homeless problem, then do something about it on the other end. What do you want these people to just starve to death, to freeze to death? Even when I think about right now, my damn gas bill being 165, I can't even imagine the people on the street right now. You know, so she definitely set the tone.
Outside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, another huge issue to me is the amount of abuse that happens when you're in a homeless encampment. Specifically, I mean, honestly, for everybody.
Yeah.
You know, specifically for children, of course.
Yeah.
Even more, not even more so, but then the next people in line for being vulnerable to that will be women.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
then there's also men out there that are getting bullied.
Yeah, because you trying to survive. You know what I'm
And everything,
saying?
especially if you're not in your right mind and it's somebody could take
Yeah.
advantage of you. It's a bad situation out there. My heart goes out to everybody in that circumstance.
Me
And
too.
you know, when that, like, you know, just like you, Joy, and your friend, like I stay with bags of clothes I'm giving away in my
Love
car.
that. Yeah.
So
Yep.
if I happen to park next to somebody or stop at a light where somebody's looking for something, I got something.
Right.
Something.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's crazy, right? But I love that we have that kind of awareness. And I think that this is the mark of something like great to begin. I can definitely see that there's going to be improvement. I do have that faith, and I normally don't. But after reading up a little bit on her resume, her history, just like LJ, you said, she's been involved in the community. No better way to make a change than if you've already been in it. And you can't just be nowhere in Los Angeles and not see it.
Right.
If you in the heart of LA, anywhere, you know.
Yeah,
So
and she's the one that's like been people seeing her putting in the work or coming up. Those were the kid. They were kids seeing her coming up, seeing her around, and now those people are parents, and they're the ones with the voting power and the focus on the vote. You know what I mean, so they visually remember seeing her in the streets.
Yeah,
and it was coming up. You know, that
wow.
helps her campaign a lot. You know, these other people just be, I don't know, hanging out with the celebrities or something.
Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, very true. That's a yeah.
Yeah, shout out to Karen Bass.
Shout out to Karen Bass. Thank you, goddess.
Yeah.
Um,
Holding it down.
holding it down, POP. Hold it down. Speaking of hold it down, what's her name? Brittany Renner?
Griner.
Griner. She was POP holding it down. She is back home.
Yeah,
We did the
grinning.
trade.
She's been
We
grinning
did
over
the
the past
trade.
couple of days.
What you
That's fine. You say Brittany grinning, but it's Griner, but she been grinning ever since what, Sundays?
Right.
Sunday, Monday that she came back.
Yeah, she had a wholesome little smile, like a baby that just got like a popsicle or something. She had that man. I know she's humbled. I don't know how she was before. I didn't even actually know who. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't even know who Brittany Griner was before all of this happened.
That's fair. I don't think most of us do. Most of us,
you know, except for people who was in the sports, you know. But they had her over at one of the harshest colonies. You know, they was enjoying it.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, with what I imagine she's been going through over the past 8-9 months, I imagine that was pretty rough, and I'm surprised that she's as happy and she looks as good as she does.
Yeah,
I mean? to
She's
me,
like filled with
like
glee.
I would have been just so downtrodden and you know,
Yeah.
flinching at people like trying to hug me and shit. You know what I mean? That's a traumatizing experience.
Yeah. Yeah.
Happy
She
here.
look at that innocent smile, like just like she got humbled or something. But you know what? I'm happy, whatever it took. You know, people are like, that wasn't an even trade, you know, because of I guess the person that they traded her for was just some must have been the Hellraiser in Russia. I don't know. But I'm like, I don't care. Bring
Yeah.
this woman back. They can have him. He ain't killing black folks, so I don't care. So I mean, really, y'all can have him. He can go over there and kill y'all. So I'm happy that she's back. And honestly, even though she had to cut her hair, I see she cut her hair. You know what? Hair holds trauma, it holds emotions. I'm sure everything that she went through, because it's an extension of our nervous system, everything she went through, everything she felt and experienced from the time that this happened, I'm pretty sure this was like her first time really breathing and exhaling. Just even being, you know, she was probably misunderstood all kinds of ways there. Like, no, I don't think that she should have brought her shit overseas, but this was beyond like, she didn't deserve this. And I didn't even know it had been 10 months. I was like, 10 months?
Yeah, it goes by fast when you're free. I know it's quite a different experience from her. I mean, but
yeah,
as happy as I am to have her back, you know what I mean? I'm always like overjoyed to see a bronze person of color free from a cage.
yeah,
You know what I mean? We
yeah,
don't belong there.
Absolutely.
yeah.
Nobody belongs there, us especially. We don't belong there.
We don't.
But I gotta say, man, this was a bad trade. You know what I mean? It's ironic. It's a bad trade. It's a bad trade.
It was. I mean, everyone is saying that.
I mean, yeah, a lot of people are saying that, and there's some validity to it. You know what I mean? Like,
because the man shouldn't be free, is what you're saying. It's different because he actually did crime.
Right, exactly. If it was just a matter of us getting her back, like just plant that, yeah, 1000%, do whatever you can.
Yeah.
But if it's a trade, we can't be releasing Hitler into the street.
True.
You know what I mean? Like it just
true.
doesn't make sense. And you know, it is what it is. Whatever, we got her back.
But you know why that also had to be, because they also let go of a black woman. Like, let's be real.
What do you mean?
If it was another woman of color, for one, she probably wouldn't even been locked up. Let's just say, for the argument's sake, she is. That trade to them was even because they let go of a black woman. Do you know how bad they probably wanted to keep her?
Oh, so
they probably wanted to really fucking keep her. Yes. That's treasure. That's free melanin. If she dies up in there or gets fucked up, that's so much bread. She literally is.
Yeah, 1000%.
That's wealth in a different aspect. You know what I'm saying? And it wouldn't have been no expense to them. They would have still came up. They would have still came up from her.
I don't think they would probably be coming up as much as this arms dealer, but maybe they would.
I mean, you could be right, but like I said before, melanin is $400 a gram.
Right, and I'm sure that
that's easy.
I'm sure that if they wanted that, unfortunately, it's a whole superpower nation. They could get some melanin if they needed it. You know what I mean?
I'm just waiting for her little lifestyle. Her biopic or whatever she got to come out.
Yeah, it's gonna be something.
You know, her wife already writing the story and shit. She probably been writing the story, saving the letters and shit.
We'll all watch this. We'll all watch or wait for that to come out, and I'm gonna watch it for sure.
Yeah, she's definitely gonna get paid off whatever she ended up doing.
Yeah, because endorsements are probably coming her way. She's a household name now, so you know, of course, the corporate the corporate machine, as we know it, is going to take advantage of it. It's going to profit off of that, etc. And that's one of the bases, one of the main foundations of my argument about this being a bad trade. Not only is it a bad trade, but in particular, this is a political move.
Yeah.
This is a political move for the Democratic establishment.
Yeah, you're
You
right.
know what I mean? Like Biden, just like we talked about with this student loan debacle. You know
Right.
what I mean? Like this is just shit to pad their stats so that
Yeah.
in the next election cycle they can say, "Oh, look what I did." You know,
Right.
look what I did.
Right. We
Now,
did this.
now, this Brittany Griner thing to me is very significant. So it's definitely a win in the win column. But when you think about why they did this, do you really, you know what I'm saying?
They
Do you
didn't do it out of
really
the goodness of their hearts.
think-
No.
Absolutely
They
not.
did not do it out the goodness of their hearts. I didn't even think they was
Absolutely
gonna let her go, but when they did and they did the trade, I knew. I was like, oh, okay, they finally did it.
Yeah.
They did it.
This is something that's going to solidify the Democratic Party in the eyes of mainly women,
Black
of,
women,
of the LGBT
bronze women.
community,
Sorry. Yeah,
and the bronze people nationwide.
you are
You know what I
absolutely
mean? So
right.
this is
And then be the main ones voting.
this is a tactic. It's a play. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Especially when you can,
Tell 'em, Chris.
and then when you put the context into it that we
Mm.
traded her for a dude named Mr. Death. What was his name?
You
Like,
know what? You are so no.
you
You
know what I
know
mean?
what?
Like,
You're right.
you
You're
just gotta
right.
think about the
Actually,
tactics. So again,
Mm.
I'm happy, overjoyed that she's back. But we didn't do this out the goodness.
no, I see what you're saying. Take the emotion out of it. Really put some logic and add 1 + 1.
Right.
Yeah, I got you. It's still not a fair playing ground, and it was
No.
manipulation at its
Yeah,
finest.
this is manipulation at its finest. And you know, it's honestly it's a good move politically speaking.
I
It's a
just
very
I
good
just really hope that more bronze women wake up and do because they really be defending Biden. And I'm like, y'all got to stop. Y'all gotta stop being side chicks to everybody.
You know what? I read
Don't
like
even be his
I
side
read a
chick.
blurb. I read a blurb, and I don't know if this is true. I've never really investigated it or even thought or pondered over it. But you know how there's like a big divide between the genders these days. You know,
Yeah.
specifically with bronze men and bronze women, there seems
Ugh.
to be like a lot of
over
online,
it.
like, you know, we can't get together because y'all always do this, and
Right.
like y'all always do that.
I'm
So
over it.
so, and I don't know if this feeds into that, but it is something to ponder. They were always saying that like the bronze community will always be beholden to the Democratic establishment because bronze women in particular are extremely loyal to Democrats. And I've never thought about that. And I can't say if that's true based on my own conversations with bronze women, but do
They
you
are.
think that way?
I told you I'm afraid to tell bitches I ain't voted because they
Mm.
ready to kill me. The one time that I did, and it's a lot of older women who were like like my mother's age, our parents' age. Like when they were like, you didn't vote. That's why Trump got in. That's why whoopie whoop whoop. But okay, but what if they fix the votes? Then what? And what's the difference? Y'all still defending this man, and he still ain't showed you nothing, Biden. Y'all still defending this man, and he hasn't shown you anything. And from my experience, my personal experience of being a bronze woman, I have heard bronze women defend this man to the death. I've even argued with women like, look, you would still defend him if you knew he touched children. Conspiracy theorists, you know what I'm saying? But my thing is just even take away the conspiracy. What has he really done for you? You just voting Democratic because what? And you don't even know what the parties really is. Actually,
he did give us Juneteenth.
That's another whatchamacallit. That's another let's make money off of black people.
Oh man.
That was another way. And then Target was selling all these damn Juneteenth. And then every other corporation that was not black was making money off of Juneteenth shirts. Every other company except black people is making money off of that holiday.
Yeah, right. and it's a symbolic win.
Oh, child.
It's a symbolic win for the community.
Yeah, you know, I think it's important that you highlight that. So I'm happy that she is free. I truly am. I'm happy for her. But it was a symbolic win, and the battle is not. This is still, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
it's cute. It was cute, Biden. You
Just as
know,
long as we're
get
aware
your
of the fact,
votes.
we can
Right.
celebrate some of these things, but still just be aware so that we're not emotionally invested.
Right. Don't let him manipulate y'all. He still ain't took off them student loans.
Right.
Okay, we still ain't got no laws protecting Black people, even though we didn't been shot up, and you know what I'm saying? They didn't gave everybody else laws. So think about that before you vote or decide not to vote.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
You know what?
Mhm.
One thing I will say that does come to mind. I'm a fair man. You feel me?
Okay. Well, it is two of you.
They did pass. Yeah, there will be another side to this argument. They did pass the anti-lynching law federally.
Well,
Oh,
it's about goddamn time.
so
Exactly.
nobody can get in.
That's
Shit.
right. That's the counter argument. Well, shit. 100 years
I
later,
mean,
thank you.
I mean, how many people then got lynched before y'all did that? If it was 4 of y'all, that would have been passed.
Right.
It took millions of us and hundreds of years,
Yeah.
a whole century.
Right.
What the fuck? Finally,
Yeah.
we ain't getting no pat on the back for that. That should have been done.
Well, what about though? If they don't get rid of it at some point, then somebody gonna pull it up. Like, did you know this was still around? And that's gonna be a bigger issue.
What you mean?
Well, yeah. So they're trying to nip it in the bud right now before it becomes an issue. It's like Jerry Jones getting rid of that picture before it comes to the surface.
Oh, I mean, because people are digging up stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like people are realizing, like, oh, look, my great aunt was a part of this situation.
Well,
They got this.
Case in point is those laws that just got abolished for slavery in South Carolina and
right. How y'all just now? Like, why is that?
Right. So
Black
and
really
so
didn't
this
want to do
sheds
it.
light on something very important. We can't celebrate and thank these people for doing something that should have been done a long time ago, and it's just basic. You know what I mean?
Right. These same people got 21 questions when we filming. They asked for doing illegal, fucked up, inhumane shit to us.
Right.
That's like about damn. Damn, it took y'all that long to say I'm not going to hang a bronze person from a tree. I'm not going to tie a rope around their neck. I'm going to wait to pass a law about that happening. Like when we really break it down, it took y'all that long. You know what I'm saying? It took y'all that long to say we're not going to treat humans in this condition, but y'all be tongue kissing the motherfucking dogs, though. I'll tell you that.
Another thing
be fighting for them animals.
We should all be aware of is that while it may seem that they're passing all of these things in favor of the bronze community,
right.
Another possible reason for that could be the fact that our population is growing in comparison to the white population. So they know that, hey, we got to take advantage of all these extra people, and we don't want them voting red. So we better do all that we can to keep them on our side, because if they turn on us, that could be the end of our victory.
I'm just irritated that we ain't even turned sooner. I've been turned. I'm just waiting for everybody else to, so that I don't be a murderer for no reason.
You can expect because they say by the year 2050.
I'm gonna be
well, but by the time that comes, the projections are that by 2050, white people will be the minority in this country. So the political parties are going to be preparing for that by catering to our communities a lot more, which is a good thing. It's a very good thing. But let's just be aware of the motive. It's not.
Yeah, because it's not out of a good heart. It's out of tactic. It's out of skill. Anything that they do is out of skill. It is never out of goodwill. It is never out, because if that was the case, then we would just have the whole world handed to us. Right. As we should, you know what I'm saying? There's some still they're still going to make there be different forms of oppression in different ways. They know how to make the appearance of things. You know what I'm saying? Okay, we'll make this go away. They'll talk about this for a little bit, but then we'll implement this on the back end. So, those are good points to bring up. I mean, I'm happy that they passed them laws, you know what I'm saying? So I can, I mean, people still gonna do it, but at least
There's some
it's a
criminal.
written law now. Like at least you will have to serve 2 to 3 years in jail. I hope,
Right.
Because they be getting them, 6 months in ankle bracelet.
Well, you know what? I think the anti-lynching law stipulates or mandates a minimum sentencing of. I think it's not much, honestly. It's kind of insulting.
Of course.
But I think it's a minimum of like 10 years.
Okay.
If you lynch somebody.
I mean, about time. I mean, it is cute. Well, that's some good information to know.
So you can lynch somebody and then still come back and like do some other shit.
I mean,
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, but they doing it all the time. You know what I'm saying? They doing it all the time.
Maximum
it's murder. It's 10 years for a murder.
For hanging.
Murder by rope.
Hanging.
I mean, and I could be wrong on this, but the way I'm rationalizing it is that maybe lynching isn't killing somebody, but maybe attempted. Even if you attempt to lynch somebody, it's a minimum. Wait, I'm reading this. The previous version of the legislation set the maximum sentence at 10 years.
The max.
So that was previous. That was before this law got passed. But now the maximum sentence.
You know how many bodies you got to get 10 years? Probably back.
The maximum sentence now is 30 years, which is still too light for. I don't know.
They always be trying to. They be light on each other because I mean, who's lynching who? Let's be real. We're not out lynching them, so they got to be light on each other. Give them a pat on the back. Don't do it again.
It's not them one.
Because if it was us doing it, 100 years at the minimum, 100 years to life, needle, everything.
Well, they gave that dude who he ran over a bunch of people last Christmas.
Oh yes, I remember.
They gave him 7 life sentences.
Yeah, for each person, I believe. Right.
Yeah, they
gave him 7. I mean, but he should. I mean, yeah.
No, he should. But in contrast to what we're talking about here,
right? I see what you're
saying. A maximum of 30. They're sending people in our community away for 7 life sentences.
I mean, they love it. That's what they do. You know what I'm saying? Just like the little boy who killed his mom. Because you guys heard about the little 10-year-old black boy who killed his mother because she wouldn't let him play his game, and he took her gun where she had it and he killed her. This was like 2 weeks ago. I gotta find the story on it, but then now the debate is he going to be tried as an adult or a child? Huh?
How
10.
old? 10. There's
10.
no way he should be tried as an adult.
But he said it though. He admitted my mom didn't let me get my gun. Let me play my game. I got mad. I agree with you, but that they're gonna try him as an adult. They are because he's a black boy.
Hope not. I really hope not. I remember.
I hope not either. People are like, he gotta have a mental issue to be that age and do that. And other people, his sister.
Wait, was it a 12-year-old?
Oh, maybe he was 12. I don't know. This was recent. If it's very recent, that's the story. He killed his mom.
This was August 9th.
No, this was like recently. This was like maybe, or I don't know. Maybe
regardless,
he wasn't over the age of 14.
I think the whole reason why they don't try individuals as adults is because psychologically speaking, evidence points to the fact that your brain isn't fully developed in like the emotional aspect of things.
Of course.
That's why we give teenagers a lot of leeway for, getting into stupid shit and whatnot, right. Because, your hormones are fucking going crazy.
Right. That's true.
You know what I mean? That's true. No, they shouldn't be there. I don't care what he did. I don't care if he set a bomb off and killed.
Right.
To me, it's like.
I mean, because they don't care when they people do it, when they grown ass men do it.
You know what I mean? So I think I hope they don't try him as an adult.
I hope they don't either, because if they do, if he gets in there institutionalized at that age, he's never coming back unless.
Yeah.
I don't want to call it. I don't want to speak on that baby's future, but I'm just saying, like, it's so many people, so many bronze men who like we were talking about, like Kim Kardashian said, like, okay, y'all let her go. Now y'all need to go on ahead, come back to the US, free all these other men. Because there's men who probably went in at like 15, 16,
Yeah, 100%.
17, 18 for having
Mm.
marijuana.
Yeah,
Yeah, here we go. That's
yeah,
it. Over. That is it. Oh, Amazon purchase. Sorry, y'all. Yeah, he wanted her to purchase a game or something.
Damn. Could you imagine? Could you imagine even raising your fist to your mom?
No, I tried it one time and she beat the brakes off my ass, and I was in
and
high
you
school.
woke up the next week.
Pretty much, yeah. And she did it in front of my
Damn.
friends.
Gosh, man.
10-year-old boy in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, charged as an adult after allegedly shooting and killing his 44-year-old mother last week because he was mad she wouldn't buy him a video game headset from Amazon. The boy faces first-degree murder charge and up to 60 years in prison if convicted in the fatal shooting. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah. It's speaking of shooting, y'all. Speaking of shooting, Indiana actually, let me read this to y'all. The new Indiana law authorizes people to protect themselves or their property by using deadly force in response to unlawful intrusion by a public servant. That's cute how they said public servant. The measure is essentially just a public servant specific amendment to the state's 2006 so-called Castle Doctrine bill, which allows people to do whatever they have to do to stop someone from illegally entering into their home or car. Indiana is reportedly the first state to specifically allow the use of force against police. This new rule was passed with the nudge from the National Rifle Association, which has pushed permissive gun laws around the country.
You know, I'm in favor of that law. You know what I mean? And not just because, you know, of course, there is some bias there, but not just because of these police shootings that have been taking place in our communities for so long. I'm in favor of this law because constitutionally, it was drafted. The Constitution was drafted to prevent authority from having unjust power over the citizens' lives.
Yeah.
I believe the Fourth Amendment, and I could be wrong on that, but I think it's the Fourth Amendment that says you don't have to like provide home, room and board for military. You know, because they knew like, hey, we know that when you give people power, they can take advantage of it. So just in case some of these military people try to bogart their way through your own personal property, you have a constitutional law protecting you.
And you're right. Yeah, it says it prohibits unreasonable searches and seizures.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we have laws in the Constitution which white people hold to the uppermost, you know, that's the law of the land, and they'll die for that shit. So my whole thing is like, yeah, let's not be hypocrites.
Right.
And let's uphold these constitutional actions that are supposed to protect everybody. You know what I mean?
Agreed.
So I like this law. If that's until they amend the Constitution, then they need to put their money where their mouth is and have laws like this.
Totally
you know what I
agree.
mean? That's my own thing. Is like if this is what we are about as a country, then live up to it.
Yeah, I agree. It needs to really be like you said, defense, and people should have that right. We shouldn't, like you're literally telling us to let somebody come in, and whether they're law enforcement or not, these things have been illegal most of the time, as we've been able to document as a country. We've been able to see this all over the globe. Y'all are illegally breaking into people.
Breonna Taylor's a perfect example. And we were just talking about her boyfriend. It's a boyfriend, right? Not husband.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, her boyfriend
was, you know, just got cashed out $2 million for a settlement because he was there when they broke into the house. And matter of fact, I believe he was jailed originally because he busted back. He had his own personal firearm. He thought somebody was breaking into their house. And he did what anybody would do and what he lawfully is allowed to do, which is defend himself against unethical
illegal.
But unannounced. That's the word.
Oh, unannounced. Yeah.
Unannounced people on his property. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And
Yeah.
so, yeah,
And they even tried to twist that story, but it's like, what are people supposed to do? Just like they did an illegal search in that older woman's house. Remember that older bronze lady we were talking about? They broke in her house, and she's like literally sitting in her house, handcuffed and butt ass naked. Yeah. Poor woman. How are y'all breaking in? But maybe y'all think twice about it. Think twice about if you're on the right place or not, if your ass might get shot the fuck back up.
Right. 100%.
Because that's what needs to happen. Somebody needs to say it. That's what needs to happen.
Yeah.
Y'all need to go down too. So you know what it feels like to lose. So people know what it feels like to lose you. We've lost so many prevalent people to fake searches. Yeah. Searches that y'all have made up just to exploit bronze people.
One infamous case is Fred Hampton, of the leader of the Black Panthers in the Chicago division. It was back in 1968 or maybe it was like 70 or something like that. But they busted into his place on false pretenses and shot the whole place up.
And he was only 19. And they later found out that before they did that, they got the blueprint to his house to know the makeup of it.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. So, the laws like this, like you said, I'm not a huge fan of of more antagonistic tension. You know what I mean? But if this is how they want to do it, then yeah, we need laws like this. Because ultimately we want police reformation. Mm-hmm. Because they're not doing this, then okay, police, y'all keep acting like y'all have been acting.
Right.
And when we get laws like this, you'll get what you deserve.
Yeah. Yeah. So if this is really what it is, now this time it really will be self-defense after you've. Now let's see how it is. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of bronze people that know how to use their shit, like my family. You know what I'm saying? I told you they got pets. You know what I'm saying? So it's like y'all gonna enter into the right house. And when you do, we're not feeling an ounce of sympathy. Get lit up. Merry Christmas. Sorry, they made me. I just want to tell your mom. Sorry.
LGZ. What's up with you, man? What's your take on this?
I'm sorry.
Oh, Merry Christmas. You filthy animal.
Right.
You filthy animal.
That's how I feel.
You've been sleeping with my brother.
What you think, bro?
Hey, I think this could turn into a dangerous situation.
That's what Chris is saying. Yeah,
we already get targeted by the police who say that we shoot guns, that the phone might have been a gun. You know what I mean? So
but even when we don't have a phone, it's already a dangerous situation for us to exist.
We don't even have to have a phone, but if we have a wallet, it could be mistaken for a gun. So if we in a position now where cats have guns, they could shoot us and then say, well, they were shooting at us first.
Oh, they gonna shoot us regardless. They lied and said Breonna Taylor's. They was making up stories, acting like he was a gangster, and it was people really rolling around with that. And it's still people that was talking shit like he doesn't deserve the settlement. He's the reason why because they put out a fake story. They're going to kill us anyway. All the black men that I seen were running away.
But look, when you think about the scenario of this, somebody's trying to get some police. They never roll by themselves. They always in a group. They go to roll up on somebody's crib. That one person, it don't even matter if they bronze or white, or it doesn't matter. That person try to protect themselves, and then they shoot and they hit somebody. They just killed or hit a cop. Their life is gonna be. It's not gonna be easy. It's not like, okay, we're gonna go home now. You know what I mean? Like, people's lives is gonna be fucked up. I think it furthers the idea of the oppression in the long run.
I
like a
mean, maybe they got a
justification for
master
the
plan
oppression.
behind that. They
Yeah,
might.
exactly.
I don't want to give them that though. I want them to know you come to the
24
right house, your
surveillance.
ass might get lit too. If I'ma die, your ass gonna motherfucking die too. If I can't see my family anymore, guess what? Before I go down, before I go to jail, you're never gonna see your fucking family either. Bet. That's how I feel.
I feel
No,
you.
because it's heartbreaking because we literally don't do shit. And then we have to have, it's sad that you and Chris have to even think that way, even though it's an intelligent way and a mindful way to think about it, to think about, oh shit. I mean, if we defending ourselves, they just gonna further say that we did this, or it's gonna further antagonize the situation when in reality, they motherfucking clear asses shouldn't even be stepping up in the motherfucking building. They already have malintentions. So since you have malintentions, get your ass lit up too. Get your ass lit up because
Okay, I'm with you. What happens in the scenarios when the police get shot on the police that do get shot on accident?
What about the black people that get shot on accident? Either way it goes, a black person, a bronze person is still going to be treated the worst, even if they did not do shit. That's my whole point. It doesn't matter if we shoot them or not, even if a stray bullet from another police officer hit them, they still might even say that it was you, whether you have a rifle or not. But what I'm saying is they have no idea the type of rifles and guns that people of color do have. Mm-hmm. So what I'm saying is there is somebody that might have some shit that can light their ass up. And I only say that because I've seen a multitude of firearms and I know what they do. So it's like you can walk into somebody's house that has multiple people that have them where they sleep with them right beside their nightstand, or they're right in the basket at the entrance of the door. You know what I'm saying? You know, don't do it. So I feel like it is still a good law to have, because at least it makes them think twice before they want to go do an illegal search and seizure. Now, if it's up to the bronze family or whoever it is that say, okay, no, I don't want to even be in a worse situation. But for me, it's going to be Merry fucking Christmas. For me, because I'm tired. That's even how I feel about getting pulled over. You gonna shoot me anyway. Your ass just need to get your motherfucking wig fucking peeled the fuck back too.
Joy is ready to set it off. This is Cleo.
I am. I'm ready to build a military. I'm ready to build a military because we need to stop saying, okay, it's okay. You hit me and I'm scared. Nah, because sometimes you might get beat the fuck up. But if you start fighting their ass back, it'll scare them. You got to stop running. Okay, you killing us, but we still coming. You know what I'm saying? And it's because we're already at the expense. We're already expending ourselves anyway.
Well, yeah. So, you're saying that we're damned if we do, damned if we don't. So
damned if we don't.
Go out.
But when you're doing the right thing, it's going to lead the way for change faster than if you don't do nothing.
Yeah, I would vehemently disagree with that take, to be honest. You know what I mean? Because we've been doing the right thing.
We've been doing the right thing. That's what I'm saying. What you talking about? We have been doing the right thing. We've been the righteous people. We can't do nothing without being crucified, like literally, like Jesus. So, I mean, you know,
he was a Jewish man.
Yeah, with bronze skin, with dreads.
Yeah, right.
Had silk fabrics, gold chains, popping. Mad because he knew how to do magical shit like black people.
Silk fabrics, gold chains.
I mean, come on. When you think about his story and you think about ours, come on. It's what we go through. You know what I'm saying? They like, how they still resurrecting? Because everlasting.
Right.
You know what?
Let's get into the vibe of the week.
Vibe
of the week. All right. So, last week was gratitude. That was my vibe of the week. That was Miss Joyce.
So beautiful.
And we ain't never gonna forget about gratitude. Gratitude will determine many things in your life. And I'll probably get to it next week to talk about some more gratitude stuff. But this week, vibe of the week is resilience.
Okay, that's cute.
When you get knocked down, you get right the fuck back up because we're resilient. Honestly, the bronze community is the most resilient community in the world. As much as we've been through, your ancestors didn't give up, so you don't either, no matter what they throw at you. You get knocked down, you get right back up, and you go even harder.
Mm.
You know what I mean? With every loss, there's a lesson learned. So it's not in vain. Take that loss on the chin, keep firing back. Vibe of the week is resilience, because hey, that's what we know. All we do is overcome struggle.
Literally in our blood.
You cannot overcome if there is no struggle. So the struggle is a good thing. The struggle is like chapters 1 through 5. And then the overcoming is chapters 5 through 10. You know what I mean? But it takes resilience to go through that. So blacksmiths out there, everything might not go the right way this week. Everything ain't gonna go right in your life all the time. But you pack in your back pocket that resilience. You get knocked down, you get right back up, baby. Resilience, vibe of the week.
I love it. Because that's what's been holding my mind, body, and soul together, to be honest with y'all. I'm like, I don't even know how I be getting through life sometimes, but I make it. That resilience. This is how we do get back up as a culture. I know they like, how the hell they still alive? Resilience, baby. Resilience plus melanin. Boop. Get you some. Boop. Oh, but you trying. So my vibe of the week is actually time management. Anybody who has ever known me in my personal life knows that I make it look good when I'm here, but behind the scenes, I'll be a whole hot ghetto mess. But this year, I have literally learned time management. I have been the busiest I have ever been in my life. And somehow I've managed to get the most sleep that I've ever gotten. I've been the most productive. I've accomplished the most that I've ever accomplished in my life in a long time. Wow. And it's really because of time management. And I didn't think it was possible, but it takes discipline. And it takes really being a person of your word to yourself. And so with me saying, okay, I'm going to get up at this time, no later than this, is this going to happen? I'm doing this at this time, even if you have to write it down. I find that it's been helping me just writing things on a calendar. I keep a calendar with me and even in my phone. So with this, it's helped me just be a little bit more organized and really actually be less stressed in my day to day. So I wanted to bring this up to the blacksmiths because I know some of us probably don't have the best time management, but when you learn to make that a focal point for yourself, to get a routine going for yourself, even if you don't have a set routine every single day, even if it's not the same, it really does make your life a little bit easier. And that's the goal, right? You want your life to be a little bit easier. Even if you have a hectic schedule, there are ways to make it work for you. Hell, I don't even know how I'm fitting in working out at the same time. But all of these things are happening. And I think the important thing to realize is that you're human. Only focus on one task at a time. I think sometimes time management is a little bit overwhelming when we feel like, oh my God, I have all of this to do. But if you literally take it one task at a time and don't multitask and really focus on what you're doing at hand and leave time set aside for that, you actually accomplish more. You're less stressed, you're more organized, and you get more done.
That's right.
So that's my vibe of the week.
That's right. I like that vibe of the week because that's something that your boy struggles with, that your man struggles with. So time management is key, honestly, especially when you're operating in a civilization that is very time oriented. You know what I mean?
That's true.
I've heard the argument that, our people kind of transcend time, which is why we might not be the best at time. You know what I mean? Or
I believe that because I really be at different places at different times at the same time.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I think that's a cultural thing in terms of like, when you transcend time, you don't have to adhere to the rules of time. You know what I mean? But that is not to say that time isn't important, whether we're in this civilization or the next.
Yeah,
time is important. So I'm glad that you're highlighting that the efficiency of your life is improving as you learn how to manage time better, which is great.
Yeah, and I'm hoping I'll stay resilient with it.
There it is, right. Because sometimes you drop the ball, but you can't focus on the losses. You got to focus on the wins up ahead.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I love it. Yes, we
Vibe of the week.
man.
Vibe of the week. Hell yeah. Well, this was a great time joining y'all back in the bronze room, but this time has come to an end. But just, we live in a cyclical universe, and it's going to come back around when we come and greet y'all back here again on the Bronze Room. We'll see y'all next time.